What can we expect from the incoming Lai administration in terms of U.S. and Taiwan defense cooperation?
Well, I think that the bottom line is that under President Lai, we would expect more of the same, which is to continue to enhance US Taiwan defense cooperation. And so, I think over the last 8 years under President Tsai, we've done a lot, not only with training, but also, of course, with arms sales and now getting into foreign military financing and presidential drawdown authority. And I would expect, especially on the mill to mill front, with enhanced training and really working with Taiwan's military, that would be really stepped up in the coming years. So I think that it's going to be a lot of the same.
And on the other side, looking towards China, what do you think Lai Ching-te is going to do to handle security in the Taiwan Strait?
I thought that President-elect Lai's victory speech was really well done in the sense that he extended an open hand to Beijing, said that he was open to cross-strait dialogue on an equal footing, and that he sought to replace confrontation and hostility with cooperation. So I actually think that Lai's strategy is that he doesn't want to give Beijing an excuse to ramp up pressure on Taiwan or continue to change the status quo in the Taiwan Strait, and to make it clear that when there is more pressure put on Taiwan and China is doing more militarily or economically to coerce Taiwan, that it's clear to the United States, to Japan, to Europe, and to the world who the aggressor is. And I think that that's the key thing for the incoming administration. I think that's the focus. And so far, he hasn't really given Beijing an opening to exploit and say, we are doing X because we were provoked by, President elect Lai or anything like that.
Looking forward to the year 2027, it's a year that the U.S. says that Xi Jinping, China's president, has instructed the military to be able to take Taiwan. Now, many are debating whether that's a deadline or that's a start date for a potential conflict with Taiwan. But what can Taiwan do to deter a conflict from erupting in the Taiwan Strait?
I mean, so I would say at the top, personally, I don't believe that 2027 is a fixed date on the calendar in Beijing. And so I think that what the United States does and what Taiwan does can push back whatever kind of date or objective or goal Xi Jinping has in his mind. So, the top of my list would be that President Tsai has nearly doubled the defense budget over the last 8 years. I think that's great. And so I would like to see President Lai pursuing that with, 4 consecutive years of defense spending increases as a percentage of GDP. I would like to see a lot more on Taiwan on the defense industrial side, as well as building up, its own defense industrial base in terms of missile production, drone development and production, sea mines, all the types of asymmetric platforms that we talk about that are critical for Taiwan's defense.